yourself under my protection.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
Let's put a smile on that face.
I'm touching myself tonight.
How can a woman possibly fight this?
There are two things I want to do. I want an American cheeseburger.
What's up, guys? It's here from the DC vs Marvel podcast, and I wanted to go through with you today a haul of hardcovers that I managed to pick over the last week. Very varied subject matter over all of these there, but apart from this one here, the 52, all of these have been picked up for free, basically, from, you know, and I keep saying I'm not a salesperson for Amex points, but basically just managed to pick all of these up from Amex points. Very kind of varied subject matter, and I'll tell you why I got each one of these there in a mo. So here over this side we have 52, which is a continuation of the DC Comics graphic novel collection, and this is a very rare book. This at the moment is going in some places for £400 or £500, which is like $600+ I would guess on eBay, and it's part of the DC graphic novel collection there from Eagle Moss. One of the upsells, which if you got this there would have been about £30 or so, but now obviously it's a massive increase. Even rarer is volume 2, which you can find on the internet there for a couple of £100, but I'm not willing to spend that much there at the moment. Another classic here, Planet Hulk, Superman. This is volume 1 and 2 of the Rebirth, Suicide Squad, Get Joker, and Shazam. So basically, the reason why I chose these kind of things there, my son is really getting into kind of reading. We've kind of find it difficult to get him reading stuff, and I was told by somebody who is a teacher, a primary school teacher at work, try and get him into graphic novels. Now, I've always kind of held off on my son getting into graphic novels because a lot of them, even though people think comic books are, you know, comic books are for children, a lot of them is not children's based material. So this is the first one that I ended up getting, which is Shazam, the deluxe edition. Lovely little hardcover this with a slip, and if you look on the inside you can see a nice little kind of cover there on the inside as well. And in this book, this is basically a kind of not retconning, but like a new kind of retelling of the Shazam story, based on the kind of telling there of the Shazam film, but this one actually contains Black Adam. And it's interesting because from what I've heard after Black Adam, that, you know, the Rock really fought for Black Adam not to be part of the story, and it's kind of ridiculous because when you look in this and you see the way that Shazam defeats Black Adam, it could actually be a great storyline there, you know, as the way, you know, he can defeat him without the Rock actually being defeated physically, which he always is kind of afraid about. You've basically got Shazam defeating him there in a different way, and unfortunately, because of what they did in the Black Adam film, that's just not possible. But it's a lovely little book, and it's also, you know, readable for kids who are, you know, 8-9 years old without worrying about, you know, too much bad material in there. Suicide Squad, Get Joker. This is an interesting book where basically they get the Suicide Squad to, in effect, get Joker. And I really love Brian Azzarello's old Joker book. If you guys haven't got that or haven't seen that, it is a iconic Joker storyline. It's been kind of brought out multiple times, and yeah, it's a great story. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check that out. And this story involves the Suicide Squad, you know, got by Amanda Waller, but actually led by Red Hood this time, which kind of adds a little bit of interesting things there onto it, trying to get Joker. And it's kind of almost like a Killing Joke kind of story where it just ends on this thing where it's like, did he, didn't he kind of thing. And I really do like that there. They're trying to kind of, you know, get that get that kind of feel of it, basically. Very, very bloody, like all Suicide Squad ones. So if you're a Suicide Squad fan, you would enjoy it. But yeah, it's like it leaves it very ambiguous there at the end. If we look at the cover, it's a very simple kind of Joker kind of cover, which is interesting. But as books go, I don't know whether I would really go out of my way to buy something like that, but it was an interesting storyline. I liked it. This was another one there, Superman the Rebirth, and this actually follows on from this, which is 52, right? Because this is basically where Superman, like a lot of people, they didn't like Superman. You can see this is about Super Sons, right? So it's about Superboy, pretty much. They didn't like the way that Superman was portrayed in the New 52, especially the fact that he hid away some of the time there as well. So this is in Rebirth. Basically what happens at the end of 52 is that all of the worlds, all the worlds kind of converge into one, because Brainiac ends up kind of getting all these worlds and joining them together. And this is basically like the Superman ends up kind of getting killed pretty much, but the New 52 Superman, and they've done a retcon here, has been kind of watching all of this play out, right, and now has assumed the role of the prime Superman in this Rebirth storyline. And this is really a kind of return to form of Superman. It's Superman and his son hanging out together, trying to make sure his son kind of, behaves himself, emergent powers, all that kind of stuff there. And it's a nice little storyline, I think, for kids to kind of read. It's not too... of course, it's got its kind of scary bits and things like that, like comic books do, but it's all it's a nice little fun little storyline, and it's basically about a dad and his son. So it's a return to form of Superman. All these people who kind of are always like, oh, Superman has to be portrayed like this, Superman has to be portrayed by that. You really need to have a look at this book, because this will tell you really how Superman kind of behaves, and the mad levels of defense he would do for his family. Now we got a Marvel book, and I wanted to get this for a while, but really I wanted to get the taste of that She-Hulk mess out of my mouth. And when I saw this, and this is usually a £40 book, advertised for £18 on Amazon, I was like, right, as soon as I get my points, I'm getting hold of this book and reading it. And this is Planet Hulk, the Platinum Edition, all the stories within one. If you're one of these people like me who watched Thor Ragnarok and absolutely hated it for what they did to Meek, and what they did to what they did to all these characters, man, what they did to the General, what they did to some other characters there and there, where it's like Korg is like going around, General Korg is going around, oh no, I didn't have enough pamphlets for my revolution. You think that's funny, or if you're somebody like me who absolutely hated that, then yeah, you will love this, because this is like Hulk at his savage best, but also being intelligent there at the same time. How he ends up falling in love there, how he ends up getting married, all that kind of stuff there, and also just the battles that he does with these other gladiators, and the fact that he becomes the lord of these gladiators. It's 400 pages, this book, so it's definitely worth buying. I mean, look, you can see we just keep on going. The artwork is stunning, and it basically is the same artwork throughout the entire thing. One of the great things that I like is towards the end of the book there's a lot of information. If we go back here we go, kind of tells you the setup of the planets, right, and the geography of it, what it's like, the society, everything, loads of information all the way back here. It's just great. So it gives you a great background of all of that. Now to the final book there, and this is, like I said, it's an upsell of the DC graphic novel collection, which I've wanted for a long time. This is volume 152, and like I was saying there about the Superman one, basically what it shows is a let's go back here. Basically what it shows is a storyline of what happened kind of after the crisis, right? And our main stories are not the standard Justice League. It's kind of Black Adam, it's it's Booster Gold, it's it's you know, Steel, The Question, Renee Montoya, you know, people like that. And you know, it's these people who generally don't get a look in the main continuity, and you can see it is absolutely jam-packed full. There are some areas where the artwork changes and it's not so great, and there are some bits there as well where, like most comic books, well, not most comic books, but most graphic novels, they have these bits where sometimes it's kind of like, what, you know, what actual continuity is this, you know? Why does this story abruptly change? All of that kind of stuff. And you know, this is just a standard for graphic novels, although if you're reading the entire comic book series it would make more sense. But once again, jam-packed. I mean, look at the length of this thing. It's incredible. And this is only volume 1. Artwork is great. Generally keeps the same style all the way through, although it does change there a little bit. One of my biggest bugbears is when you look at these kind of books and they change their styles halfway through. Absolutely cannot stand it. But yeah, overall a very, very good book, and very enjoyable to read there as well. Let me put these on the shelf and I'll show you guys what they look like up there. So here we have the books down here, and you can see this collection. There are 2 more books in this collection, in this 52, before Eagle Moss basically went bust, right? And this, we can see this 52 there. It's a bit odd. Like, you look at the spines, it's like, okay, they kind of gave up. Like, you know, you compare it to like these or like these. It looks like, what on earth is happening with War of the Green Lantern and 52? It's kind of like, it doesn't look like it meets. But obviously those are there. I know the edges of some of these dust covers are not great, but I read these books basically. And here's some other hardcovers there as well. And let me show you the other shelf there where the Marvel and non-DC stuff is. And here we have Planet Hulk, rather appropriately next to a little Hulk there, basically, with the other stuff there as well. I don't know what you guys think about me putting these figures up. I did kind of pack them away, and now I've kind of put them back on. Let me know what you think, whether it's a good idea or whether I should take them off. And what do you think about those graphic novels? Are they any of your favorites, and any that you recommend there as well? Let me know in the comments there down below, and I'll talk to you guys again next time.